Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and since we're finally about to wrap up this year, you already know what time it is. It's time to look at the best anime from everybody's favorite genre, of course, action. So get ready for the absolute bangers that carried this year, because this list is stacked. So let's begin the video. On number 10. Tojima wants to be a Kamen rider. Alright, imagine a guy who wakes up one day and says, you know what, forget a stable career, forget responsibilities, I want to be a Kamen rider. That's Tojima, a fully grown adult man with the dreams, energy, and brain cells of a 12-year-old on a sugar rush. Well, this anime is peak stupidity at its absolute best, and I mean that as the highest compliment possible. Somehow, some way, this show takes the dumbest ideas, smashes them together, and boom, it works. Naturally, effortlessly, like the universe itself said, yeah bro, let him cook. Tojima spends the whole anime doing wild stuff just to feel like a hero, posing dramatically, shouting catchphrases nobody asked for, saving people, and causing chaos everywhere he goes. His dedication is 10 out of 10, his logic 0 out of 10, and our entertainment 11 out of 10. It's not deep, it's not emotional, it's not life-changing. It's just a fun anime here for fun, and honestly, sometimes that's all we need. A dumb, stupid, chaotic must-watch ride that'll make you laugh more than it should. If you want something light, goofy, and way too self-aware for its own good, this one is a certified must-watch. On number 9. So Yaiba is basically what happens when a wild jungle kid with 0 manners, 0 restraint, and 0 understanding of modern society decides, yep, I'm gonna be the strongest samurai ever. That kid is Yaiba, a walking disaster wrapped in optimism. He gets tossed into modern Japan, crashes into Sayaka's peaceful life, and somehow ends up living in her family's dojo. That's where he meets his rival, Anamaru, a kendo genius who looks disciplined but has the inner patience of a printer stuck on offline. One cursed sword later, and boom, he's ready for world domination like it's a school project due tomorrow. From there, Yaiba goes full shonen protagonist mode, traveling across Japan, picking up allies, hunting for orbs, leveling up his sword, and learning every dramatic samurai pose known to anime history. As a remake, this anime nails the most important job, bringing back the nostalgia of old school shonen while keeping everything fresh with modern animation. The energy feels classic, the comedy hits, the characters scream 90s kid chaos, and the visuals are excellent. It's a fun, nostalgic, modern glow-up of a shonen classic, goofy at times, grounded where it matters, and absolutely worth watching. On number 8. In Sanda, Japan has few kids left that they basically treat like national treasures. Christmas? Yeah, that ancient myth about a jolly guy with gifts? Deleted from history. For the students at Daikoku Welfare Academy, Santa Claus is about as real as unicorns. But for the adults? Oh, Santa is very real, and apparently dangerous enough to require an elite St. Nick pursuit unit. Yes, that's right, a whole squad dedicated to hunting Santa. Peak dystopia. Meanwhile, Shiori is out here refusing to accept that her best friend Ichi Ono is dead after disappearing for 6 months. She wants answers, she wants hope, and apparently, she wants to beat up her class rep Kazushige Sanda at 7 in the morning. Why? Because she's convinced Sanda is the descendant of Santa Claus, the one person who could grant her wish and lead her to Ono. So what does she do? She tries to force out his true Santa form by attacking him, as one does. Let me tell you, it is weird, funny, and completely original, and that's exactly why I love it. It takes something as wholesome as Santa Claus and turns it into a dystopian threat. It mixes comedy, mystery, and social commentary in a way that only Science Saru could pull off. The action is great too, fast, stylish, chaotic in the best way, and that dystopian vibe, so good. The world feels eerie and uncomfortable, but also oddly hilarious because everyone is terrified of a guy in a red suit. Go watch this right now. On number 7. Clevatess. In a world where humanity is on the brink of extinction, the king decides to do peak king behavior, sends 13 bravest heroes to fight Clevatess, one of the 4 beast lords. Well, they get folded in minutes. Among them is Alicia Glenfale, who also gets absolutely demolished. So Clevatess, already done with human nonsense, snaps and marches straight to the capital to end humanity once and for all. But then, plot twist. A dying person shoves a baby into Clevatess's arms and says, "Please, save her." Since he has no clue how to raise a human child, he makes the most logical illogical choice. He resurrects Alicia, yes, the same hero he killed, and turns her into a corpse hero nanny, and that's how the strangest babysitting adventure in fantasy history begins. The story dives into a world where things finally feel fresh again, no isekai slop, just a solid atmospheric fantasy that knows exactly what it wants to be. And bro, it nails the atmosphere perfectly. Dark, mysterious, dramatic, but never in a try-hard way. Every time the action hits, it hits clean. Crisp fights, sharp animation, and those oh damn moments sprinkled in just right. Not too much, not too little. Like the chef put the seasoning with respect. The world building is crazy good, and for some reason, it's underrated. But trust me, for a short season, it delivers way more quality than it has any right to. Great world building, great vibe, great action. Everything just works. A surprisingly amazing fantasy anime that deserves way more love. On number 6, My Hero Academia. Vigilante's story follows Koichi, a super chill dude whose quirk basically lets him slide. Yes, slide. Not fly, not teleport, slide. But somehow this man becomes one of the coolest vigilantes in the entire series, along with the absolute menace known as Knuckle Duster, a hero with 0 quirks and 100% dad rage energy, and the adorable idol-turned-vigilante Pop Step. The trio fights villains, protects the streets, and occasionally breaks a few laws, you know, for justice. The action is really good. The fights are fast, gritty, and way more street level than the main series. It has that we don't have fancy hero support items, so we might die vibe, which makes everything 10 times more intense. And Koichi's growth? Chef's kiss. Watching a sliding boy become a sliding king is honestly inspirational. The anime itself is fun, stylish, and gives you a completely different side of the MHA universe. It's got heart, comedy, creative powers, and some genuinely awesome character arcs. And the best part is that season 2 is coming this January, so you don't even have to suffer through long waits or painful cliffhangers. Watch it now, catch up, and be ready, because things only get crazier from here. If you love MHA but want something fresh, grounded, and a little chaotic, Vigilantes is absolutely worth your time. On number 5. Sakamoto Days is what happens when the world's deadliest assassin retires, gets married, gains a dad bod, and decides his new life mission is running a convenience store, peacefully, emphasis on tries. Because no matter how much Sakamoto wants to chill, Destiny and a bunch of bounty hunters keep showing up to ruin his grocery shifts. The comedy is top tier. You've got this wholesome, polite, slightly chubby guy who looks like he can't even run up the stairs. Then boom, he's flipping through windows, dodging bullets, disarming pros, and beating people with discount store items. It's chaos in the most beautiful way possible, and the action? Clean. So clean. The fights are stylish, fast, creative, and animated with that rewind that scene right now energy. Whether he's fighting on a bus, in a shop, or while holding his lunch, Sakamoto makes everything look effortlessly cool. The humor is top notch too. It's goofy, smart, snappy, and perfectly balanced with the action. One minute you're laughing at Sakamoto using coupons like a weapon. The next minute, you're genuinely impressed at how insanely competent he still is. Plus, this anime is super bingeable. Once you start, episodes fly by. Fast pacing, fun characters, and 0 boring moments. It's honestly one of my favorite anime of the year. The vibes, the fun, the style. It just hits perfectly. If you want something action-packed, hilarious, and ridiculously entertaining, Sakamoto Days is the one. You'll love it, trust me. On number 4. Tougen Anki is one of those action anime that looks super generic at first, like, oh great, another chosen one with special blood-based power. But then you watch a few episodes and go, hold on, this is actually kind of fire. The story follows Shiki, who finds out he's part of the Oni bloodline, meaning he's supposed to be the bad guy in this world. And the Momotaro, the heroic defenders of humanity, yeah, they're not exactly the saints the legends make them out to be. They're strong, disciplined, and absolutely twisted in ways that make the conflict way more interesting. Honestly, that was the first hook for me. The anime also gives off that old school vibe, in a good way. It slowly builds a team of weirdos, misfits, and accidental friends. You don't instantly get a shiny squad, you get awkward first meetings, funny moments, small bonds forming episode by episode, and before you know it, you're attached to all these characters. Not many modern anime do that anymore, so seeing it here feels refreshing. And the action is pretty solid. It's fast, flashy, and hits harder harder than you'd expect from a show that looks so ordinary on the outside. Powers, clashes, emotional moments, they're all handled well, and the fights stay fun without being overly complicated. At the end of the day, Tougen Anki feels familiar but different in all the right ways. Great character connections, fun world building, twisted heroes, and a growing team of lovable weirdos. What's not to like? It's an entertaining action anime that's definitely worth giving a shot. On number 3, Gachiakuta drops you into a society where criminals are literally thrown into a giant trash pit. And from there, everything just gets weirder and weirder. Our main guy, Rudo, is tossed into this nightmare world full of twisted monsters, twisted people, and twisted everything. This place feels like if a junkyard, a horror movie, and a fever dream teamed up to raise a child. The action is excellent, fast, chaotic, stylish, and full of that, I have no idea what that weapon is, but it looks cool, so I support it. Energy. Every fight feels creative because every character is unhinged in their own special way. Seriously, the people in this anime do some of the wackiest, most unpredictable stuff ever, and somehow it all fits perfectly. The mystery behind the world is also a huge draw. Nothing is normal, nothing is simple, and nothing is explained right away. The enemies are even more twisted, more bizarre, and more creatively disturbing than you'd expect. You're constantly left wanting answers, and also wondering if you're emotionally prepared for them. And don't even get me started on the art style. It's gritty, detailed, expressive, and it creates this deep, grimy atmosphere that pulls you right into the madness. The world feels alive, dangerous, dirty, and weirdly beautiful. Grounded chaos, dark fantasy energy, incredible action, twisted characters, and a world that keeps you hooked. Gachiakuta is weird, but it's the kind of weird that makes it amazing. If you want something fresh, wild, and creatively insane, this anime is absolutely worth watching. On number 2, Lord of Mysteries finally gets an anime, and honestly, I don't even have to tell you why it's good, everybody already knows, but since I love this anime way too much, I'm gonna say it again. This is a masterpiece. The story follows Klein, a guy who basically wakes up isekai'd into Victorian steampunk mystery London, joins a supernatural secret society, and spends the entire show trying not to die while solving eldritch puzzles like he's playing 4D chess with cosmic beings. And somehow, he keeps winning. What makes this anime elite is how beautifully dense the atmosphere is. Slow burn mystery, eerie world building, and a story that pulls you in without jumping around like typical shonen chaos. The soundtrack is just peak fits perfectly with every shot. It doesn't just set the mood, it drags you straight into the foggy streets, cult rituals, tarot visions, and psychological tension. You feel the world. This anime isn't trying to flex non-stop action, because that's not the point. It focuses on tension, mystery, storytelling, and vibes so immaculate that you just sit there like, bro, this is cinema. That's why, even though it's a masterpiece, I'm putting it at number 2, because its main goal isn't smashing people with fight scenes, it's building one of the best supernatural worlds ever. On number 1, To Be Hero X is basically an anthology series about heroes trying to be the biggest hero by increasing their aura by beating more bad guys and getting more famous than others in a world filled with mysteries and hero companies who want to create the best hero. So basically, you're watching some of the best action choreography of the entire year. No joke. If somebody out there claims they do action well, this anime just looks at them and says, "Move, child. Let me show you how it's done." Even though it's technically an anthology series, different characters, different vibes, it somehow intertwines everyone perfectly. Every story connects, every character matters, and it all adds meaning instead of feeling random. It's like controlled chaos with a PhD. The action is insanely creative, stupidly creative, masterpiece level creative. They animate fights like the studio unlocked forbidden Photoshop layers and said, yeah, let's cook something illegal. And especially emphasis on the last episode, bro. That final action sequence is legitimately one of the most creative things I've ever seen in my life. Not exaggerating. Peak animation brain rot in the best possible way. And then there's Hero X himself, a walking, talking aura farm. Everyone is terrified of him. Whole cities start sweating when he shows up, and he's just casually standing there farming aura like it's a daily quest. No effort, no stress, full intimidation. It's just amazing. You just can't miss this anime. It's just that good. And there you have it. If you found something new to watch, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.